Hello and welcome to the video. 15 of the most essential multiplayer games that are available on Nintendo Switch right now. These games are perfect to play with a friend, a partner, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, family, kids. You know, these games are perfect multiplayer games for your Nintendo Switch and I highly recommend them. So let's get into it. Number one. Firstly, let's talk about Mario. Mario is perfect. If you've ever played a game like Mario 3D World or Mario Wonder, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, those games are really great multiplayer games. And the reason for that is because these games, they take place in linear levels, which give you the ability to play with up to 4 people. Now, these games are just fun because they are chaotic, crazy games that when you play with friends, they become even more fun. And I generally think that Mario is just one of the best game franchises of all time, especially when it comes to multiplayer. So the idea of these games are that you're supposed to get from A to B on your level and there's platforming along the way. It's very interesting gameplay, it's very fun, very fast paced, and you know, it causes chaos. I remember playing New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe with friends and family and thinking this is so fun, and the reason for that is because of the chaotic atmosphere that these games have. So I highly recommend these games. Really good fun multiplayer platforming games. Mario Wonder is my favourite, and Mario 3D World is also a great 3D Mario game. The next one is Snipperclips. Snipperclips is an interesting one because it's like a smaller puzzle game where you play as 2 different characters. It's a multiplayer game, and the idea is you're supposed to merge the 2 characters together and create platforms to basically get to the exit of the level. It's a very, very good game for outside of the box thinking. I actually really enjoyed playing this with my partner. We had a lot of fun playing it. It's quite a short and sweet game, and it does feel a little bit like a mobile app at points, but it's fun. Yeah, it's just one of those games that you can just pick up and play. Just think puzzles and it's a good time. Next game is Pikmin 3. Pikmin's just a great series in general. I really enjoy Pikmin. Pikmin 3 is my favourite out of the Pikmin series. I know a lot of people will say Pikmin 2 or Pikmin 4. I actually really like Pikmin 3, and the reason for this is because of the multiplayer aspect. I played this game with my partner all the way through, and we really enjoyed it. It's a challenging game, it's very stressful at points, but the idea of this is you're supposed to create an army of Pikmin to survive in this gigantic world. Your character is basically stranded on this planet, which is basically Earth, and the idea is you're supposed to find Pikmin, pluck Pikmin from the ground, and use them as an army to fight gigantic beasts. And then eventually you'll also use Pikmin to go around the levels and find objects that will help fix your spaceship. It's just a really, really fun game. It's nothing too serious. It's a silly game at heart, really. I guess it's just an entertaining little fun game. And it's also one of Nintendo's most favourite games to look back at. I feel like Shigeru Miyamoto, who is one of the key figures in Nintendo, he really likes Pikmin. I think Pikmin's a really good pick for multiplayer, especially Pikmin 3, as it is primarily a multiplayer game. It's heavily based on multiplayer action, so I really highly recommend it. Next game is It Takes Two. It Takes Two is a primarily multiplayer game. I really highly recommend this. This game actually got Game of the Year. This game is one of the best games on Nintendo Switch. I genuinely believe this. It's a multiplayer game that has got this amazing Pixar-like story to it. Really, really good. If you told me it was a Pixar movie, I would believe you, because the story is just so impactful. It's this story that tugs at your heartstrings. There's also a really iconic scene in this game, and It Takes Two, which involves a teddy elephant. I won't go into it, I won't spoil it, but it's a very iconic scene, and it definitely went viral when it first became a thing. But I really highly recommend It Takes Two. As a multiplayer game, it's really good to play with your partner or a friend or child, just because it's a platforming game as well as like this kind of game that has a lot of detail and a lot of things to do along the way. It's quite a long game. It took us, I think it was about 30 hours to complete. Still a really, really good game though. I really highly recommend It Takes Two. Generally one of the best games on Nintendo Switch. Before I carry on talking about more multiplayer Nintendo Switch games, please do like, comment and subscribe on the channel. Trying to really get to that 2,000 point mark on the subscribers. So it really helps out, and I really enjoy seeing you guys subscribe. So yeah, it really helps the channel out. Please do. Keeps me going. Next game is Luigi's Mansion 3. Similar to some of the other games on this list, this game is heavily based on multiplayer aspects. So the idea is, in this game you play as Luigi, who has to go through this mansion to eradicate ghosts, to get rid of them. Basically, Luigi is a ghostbuster. The multiplayer aspect of this game though is there's also a character known as Gooigi, who is like Luigi's clone, and in this game you'll have puzzles that are built for 2 people. You can play this game single player. It is a single player game mostly, but there is a multiplayer to it, and the second player gets to play as Luigi and go around the mansion and basically solve puzzles with Luigi. It's just a fun little game to play. Luigi's Mansion 3 is often considered to be one of the best games on Nintendo Switch, and I highly recommend it. It's just, Luigi's Mansion is just silly fun. You're a Ghostbuster, what can you not like about that? So highly recommend Luigi's Mansion 3, go check it out. It's kind of like Resident Evil, but for kids. That's the best way to explain Luigi's Mansion. The next game is 51 Worldwide Games. This is a very good game because it gives you 51 board games to play, as well as some of them being like little toys to interact with. I really like this game actually. 51 Worldwide Games is one of those games that you can just sit down and play. If you've got nothing to play or you're just bored and you just want something to do, 51 Worldwide Games is perfect for that because you can just turn it on and play literally any game. There's games that we really love, there's some games that we didn't love as much. Chess, for example, checkers, poker, there's loads of games on there. There's one called Yat that we really enjoy playing. There's just so many games in 51 Worldwide Games that there's too many to name and talk about, so I'll let you discover those games by checking 51 Worldwide Games out. It's actually called something else in America. In America it's called Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, so yes, it's the same game, just called something different in America. Highly recommended. It's actually a really good fun game to play. One of my memories of playing it is playing it on New Year's Eve while we was waiting for 12 o'clock to roll over. Next game on the list is Just Dance. Now there's a lot of Just Dance games on Nintendo Switch as they tend to release one every single year. I always go for the latest one, go for 2025 edition as it has the most songs, and also you can get the subscription for Just Dance which gives you all the songs from past Just Dance games. Just Dance is just a fun little game to play. It's, if you like music and you like dancing, it's perfect for you. You get to use the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons to basically make movements and poses that go along with the dance and the music. It's just fun. I think most people have played Just Dance. I don't personally play it myself as I'm not really a fan of dancing, but my partner loves Just Dance and I've seen her play it with other people in the family and it always goes over a treat. A lot of people really enjoy Just Dance, so definitely check it out. Next game is Mario Party games. Now when I say Mario Party, I don't actually just mean Mario Party. There is a game called Mario Party, but I also mean games like Mario Kart, Mario Sports Tennis, Mario Strikers, Mario Golf is another one. There's so many Mario games on Nintendo Switch which are based around Mario sports games and party games. Highly recommend any one of them. Just because they are games that you can pick up and play. Some of them are better than others. For example, Mario Strikers wasn't the best on Nintendo Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just incredible, one of the best Mario Karts there is. Mario Party Jamboree, really good, one of my favourite games of 2024. I loved that game. I'm still playing it now whenever I get the chance because it's just that fun. So I highly recommend a lot of these games. Generally think that like as party games, they're just games you can pick up and play with family and friends for multiplayer purposes. So highly recommend those. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is my next choice. This is another game that is just so awesome fun. Can't go wrong with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as there's just so much content to play with, so many characters to use and levels to play on, and it's just a very fun game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Not my favourite Smash Bros. Game ever, but I will say it's probably the best for content, as in things to do with your friends and family, partners, whatever, you know, just play it because it's one of those games that requires 2 people really to play. You can play with a computer, but it's less fun. You can go online, but the online on Nintendo Switch isn't the best. I highly recommend playing this game with a person next to you because it's just stupid fun. And it's pick up and play as well. It's one of those games that does come with a bit of a skill level. It takes a bit of time to get really into the controls as each character has their own controls and style of play. It takes a bit of time to get into for that. But once you've got it down and you know the basics of Smash Bros, it's just fun. I love it. I really actually generally think that Smash Bros is one of the best Nintendo series of all time, so generally pick it up. Moving on is Nintendo Switch Sports. So this is the sequel to Nintendo Wii Sports. And Nintendo Wii Sports is easily one of the most iconic Nintendo games of all time. But there is actually a Nintendo Switch edition now, Nintendo Switch Sports. Now they did change up quite a few things on this version of the game. For example, the Miis are no longer a centre focus of the game. It is now on the Sports Mates, which in my opinion, they're not as good. But Nintendo Switch Sports is still really fun. I actually will defend this game because at first I didn't like it. I thought, oh, they've changed so many controls on this that it's just not as fun as it used to be. However, the more I've played it, the more I've got used to it, I still think it's just as good as Nintendo Wii Sports. So definitely check out this one. It comes with a few games. I can try and name them off my head. It comes with golf, There's a chambara, badminton, volleyball, tennis, bowling, basketball. It also comes with football as well. Yeah, they're fine. Like they're just fun. Like they're not nothing serious. They're nothing overcomplicated. You get to use a leg strap for your football that you can use that comes with Ring Fit Adventure, or it comes with Nintendo Switch Sports. You know that leg strap is a different way of playing Nintendo Switch games. So it's not the best game on Switch, but it's definitely a game I will defend for being fun multiplayer. Next game is Arms, which is a boxing game that requires you to use 2 Joy-Cons in your hand, and you get to punch around with the Joy-Cons in your hand. Arms is fun. It's a very bare bones game. There isn't that much content in this game. However, you don't really need it for a fighting game. It's just one of those games that requires 2 people to just have fun, box it out. This game is probably the closest we will ever get to a punch-out game on Nintendo Switch. The idea of this, however, though, is this is more like a fantasy boxing game where it comes to you being able to punch from very long distances using springy arms. That's the point of Arms. It's like a boxing game with a twist. There's different weapons to use and different arenas that require different platforming. Yeah, it's just silly fun. I really enjoy Arms. I didn't think it'd be as good as it actually is, personally, when I bought it. It was one of the first games on Nintendo Switch. It was very early into the Switch life cycle, but I still think it lives up now. The game's had more content over time added to it, new characters and stuff. So yeah, it's just fun. Next up is Lego games. Now, if you've never played a Lego game, Lego games are relatively very fun. And they're never perfect games, they're never the best games ever, but I do think that Lego games have great adventure modes to them, just because they're like these puzzle action games where you get to play as famous characters from different franchises. For example, my favorite is Marvel superheroes, where you get to play as all the Marvel characters in this Marvel Lego world. Relatively just that, you get to play these characters and you get to go through the different levels and solve all the puzzles on the levels and use the different characters. It's Lego, so what's not to like about that? Great multiplayer games as you get to control different characters. I think Lego games are generally just fun. Next game I'm going to talk about is Portal 2. Now, Portal 2 is primarily a single player game. Very good single player game. If you've never played Portal 2, it's really good. I highly recommend it. However, there is also a second game in Portal 2, which is a multiplayer game where you get to play as 2 different characters known as Atlas and Peabody. Now, these characters, they're like slapstick robots that go through this puzzle world. And the idea in Portal is you're supposed to create portals to get around the levels. For example, you have 2 different colored portals. You've got a blue portal and a red portal. You stick the blue portal one place and then the red portal the other place. You walk through the blue portal and you come out of the red portal. It's a very good puzzle game. It gets to be very complicated, and sometimes some levels are really outside the box thinking. So I really highly recommend Portal 2 as a multiplayer game. Really good. I really enjoy it. The visuals are really fun. The characters are just silly, stupid characters. I really enjoy Portal 2. I think it's a very good multiplayer game. It's first person as well, so if you like first person shooters, Portal 2 is very good for that. I just wish they would make Portal 3. Everybody knows that Valve can't counter 3. Next up is a game that I don't think anyone will be surprised by this one, and that is Fortnite. Fortnite is a game that I've actually recently got into. I didn't think I would ever get into Fortnite personally, but Fortnite is just fun multiplayer. If you can build a party of people for Fortnite, I really enjoy Fortnite when I'm playing with my family, and I think it's just a very fun game to play. So Fortnite isn't as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I know it's that casual game that kids play that often gets bashed on by older gamers, but if you've actually ever played Fortnite, it is actually pretty fun. It's not my favorite game ever, no, absolutely not. It's not even the best first-person shooting game I've ever played, but it is creative, and I think the characters, like the crossovers and stuff like that, are really entertaining. And I like the whole battle royale concept, and I think Fortnite, out of all the battle royale games, probably does it the best. I can see why Fortnite is so popular. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, this isn't a multiplayer game, however, there's a lot of multiplayer features. It's primarily a single player game. It's an open world single player experience. However, this game does allow you to play multiplayer when it comes to playing with other people on different Switches. You can go online on this game, and I actually, when I first started playing Pokemon Violet, my partner who has Pokemon Scarlet was able to play alongside with me because she was able to connect to my game, and we were both in the same world playing the same Pokemon game. So it was really fun. She could just go anywhere in the world she wanted, and I was in the same world, and we could meet up and run around together and stuff like that. She could go off and do the gym that she wanted to do, or I could go off and do the gym that I wanted to do. That's basically what multiplayer is in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You can battle each other online and meet up with each other and just have fun. I think while Pokemon Scarlet and Violet isn't the most optimized game on Nintendo Switch, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is probably the best version for multiplayer out there right now on Nintendo Switch. So highly recommended. So there you go, that is my list of 15 games you can find on Nintendo Switch that are great multiplayer games that you can play with a partner, a family member, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, child, you know, literally. This is a great list for that, I believe, and I hope it's helped you out if you're looking for multiplayer games. If you've enjoyed this video, let me just tell you something first. I have actually created a second channel, which if you're interested, it's called Switch Creates. A channel that basically talks about me being a content creator. While I don't see myself as like, you know, this big shot content creator, I'm definitely not. I do want to make a channel which highlights me as a content creator and talks about the trials and tribulations of being one, the lifestyle of being a content creator, and I'm basically making the channel as a kind of like a diary, I guess, to talk about things involving content creation with you guys, and maybe you guys can find some kind of benefit from watching the videos. So hopefully if you like that kind of content, go check out that channel. I'll put a link to it in the description below, so please do check it out. If you've enjoyed this video, highly recommend checking out this video right here. This will also help you on your Nintendo Switch journey if you're looking to build a collection or find games to play on your Nintendo Switch. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, so it really helps out when you subscribe on the channel. Really appreciate it. Have a nice day, guys, and I shall see you for the next video. Bye!